My name is Kevin Walsh. I'm 40 years old. My drug of choice is opiates, particularly the prescription medication. I was a bartender and I frequented like clubs and stuff when I was in my early 20s, and it started recreationally, I would say, like have a couple beers, have a couple painkillers, and you'd have to drink less beer. It was all fun and games. It got introduced to me as a recreational thing. I didn't know any of the studies or anything like that, but it started as an occasional liven the party up kind of deal. I would say what I hated the most about my drug of choice of how addicting it was, how the buildup of what I needed to take. Back in the day when it was fun and games with one, whatever to get one ended up having to be 5 and so on and so forth. Before I was just consuming them like an animal. And when I didn't take them, I just would just be so sick and so on edge and so angry, and so it totally took me from who I knew myself to be. I think I was, in my addiction, I was very, very self-absorbed, very all about me, my instant gratification. I think my moral system was out the window. My relationships with companions and friends was all very shallow. Everything revolved around them. I wasn't that good at keeping it a secret. I mean, I ended up, I risked my life for the process. I was so committed to the process. I was selling them, I was swimming in them. That was, my whole life revolved around them. To people I respected, I tried pretty hard to act like I had it together. I would divert the attention to my car or my girlfriend or my jewelry or something, like I'm okay, but I didn't really try too hard because that was the lifestyle I was committed to living. I didn't have a banker's job. I was bartending at nightclubs. Cravings and withdrawals, I would say cravings, I turned into an animal. I would walk through snow for miles if need be. I mean, there's no snow in Florida, but my cravings, I would do whatever it took. I would sell whatever I needed to sell. I would beg who I needed to beg. I would manipulate who I needed to manipulate. I would steal if I needed to steal. I would say like selling belongings, going to pawn shops, very few times, but just my moral compass was pretty solid until painkillers came into the picture. It was, I just wasn't myself. There was no, like, nothing I wouldn't do from a standpoint of, like just, I don't know, like women or even, it turned me into like a person that I never even knew. Yeah, my word went from solid to meant nothing because of my drug addiction. I didn't even believe myself anymore. I never went to rehab. I was, like I said, very committed, but then I got to a place where I was at a low. Family, friends, it was coming to an end. I burnt basically every bridge, and to my uncle, he knew about Calvary Chapel and Calvary House. So, to be honest, I was at such a low that when he threw me a life raft, I basically jumped on it. Yeah, easy. I mean, my relationship with God is everything. I mean, I stand for something. I have a belief system now. I have something to reference. The street code or the street things that I learned was wishy-washy. I mean, the Bible doesn't change, and being around brothers that have like-mindedness, and not let you take the easy way out, like going to throw in the towel, that's the easy way out. Brothers that will never let you take the easy way out really has helped me. When times get tough, it isn't go throw in the towel. It's we're going to stomach through this together with God, with prayer, and with reading the Bible every day. Like, reading the Bible every day, it's really hard after get done reading the Bible to go ahead and go say, I want to go, go do drugs. It makes it harder. Even though ups and downs, I just think, God in the picture changes everything. The blood of the Lamb was told to me one time, because I was, it wasn't all roses. It's still not. Being a Christian's tough. But when during tough times, I went through a time of I didn't forgive myself for the things I've done, or the things I didn't accomplish. And someone told me one time, who are you to not forgive yourself when Jesus already forgave you? So what Jesus did on the cross really gave me strength. And the verse was Genesis 50:20. You intended to harm me, but God intended it all for the good, so the lives of many will be saved. It gave me hope that I could be used for good, and I didn't go through all that in vain. And so if my testimony helps anybody, then like I'm more than willing to share it, because Genesis 50:20 has back then taught me that I'm willing to go through it again if I could save people. Yeah, I would say you got to let go. You got to let go. You gotta let people make some decisions for you, just because obviously your decisions aren't working that much. When I was sitting in the chair, when I gave my life to Christ, I had to be realistic and say, hey, brother or sister, like my ways weren't working. Let me try Jesus. Let me see what the red letters are really saying. And I would say, you don't even have to do all the work and pay all the money, because God is free and God is omnipresent. But there is action steps. Like God will say, pick up your mat and walk, or go, I healed you, but go, don't tell anybody. Or he has action steps. I would say, you can't do 30 years of wrong and expect an instant. Matter of fact, I had a relative say that to me. Isn't there a pill I could take? And the answer is no. There's no pill you could take. But with God, you can overcome. You pray for self-control, and you put the right structure system around you, and you could do it, and you could save the billion-dollar industry. Oh man, I just think that billion-dollar industry is really, I'm sure it does some good work, but I'm around guys all the time. I'm around a ministry that pumps out people that can let go of drug addiction. With God, you can definitely do it. If I can do it, you can do it. I'm nobody special. The guys I'm around are nothing special. But if you wake up every day and you read your Bible, and you go to work and do what you're asked, be a good employee, and do the things you're supposed to do and get connected, I think you could have hope, that Romans 5:3 hope. My name is Kevin. This is my story. Thanks for watching Overcomers TV.